it's Owen here, and today I'm going to teach you how to make a wind chime for Mother's Day. You may need your dad's help with this, so dads, come on, listen in. So, for my materials today, I have my paint palette, my yarn or twine, my stick, my paintbrush, and my key. Now keep in mind, you're going to need 8 keys to create the chime effect. So, make sure you have 8 keys, and I know, like us, we have a lot of keys lying around the house that really don't go to anything. So collect them all, and we'll start our craft. So, what I'm going to do to start off, I'm going to grab a paintbrush. It's going to be a decently small one, decent small size. And I have my key here. And I'm just going to dip into the white paint, and I'm going to paint it white first. Now, does anyone know why we have to paint it white? I'll tell you. So, the key is kind of a shiny metal surface. So, if you paint the color directly onto the key, it won't come out very vibrant, and you may see some of the metal sticking through. So, what the white's going to do is it's going to help the colors stick out, and it's going to, make more of a vibrant color wind chime. And we're going to do the same thing with the stick. So, as I paint my key, I'm going to notice that the first side's white, and I'm just going to put it down and wait for it to dry. Now, while I wait for it to dry, I'm going to do my stick. So I have a stick, and it's smooth, and I cleaned it off in the sink. So I'm going to just start to paint it white. So keep in mind that this may be a little harder than the keys to paint because it's circle, and you're going to need probably a bigger paintbrush than I'm using. So I'm going to grab a bigger one. And you'll probably need a lot of paint for the stick because it is a pretty big surface. So what I would recommend is holding it on one end while you paint the opposite end. So if I'm holding it on the right side, I'm going to paint the left side. So I'm going to paint. Just keep painting the stick and make sure it's covered in white. And make sure you get all sides, because once you twirl it all around, there's a side that always sneaks up on you that needs a little bit of touch up. So, see how I've painted this side and this is still wood? I'm going to carefully grab the other side, just so I don't get too much paint on my hand. And I'm going to paint the other side here now. You can hold it like this if you want to, sorry. And I'm just going to paint the stick. Alright, my stick is starting to, sorry about the background noise, my stick is starting to be fully white. I'm going to twirl around, make sure there's no spots that are not painted, and looks like I have a fully covered stick. So I'm going to place that down on my paper towel. And by now, the other side of the key should be dry. So I'm going to just do a little touch test. That's what I like to call it. And the white is pretty dry, so I'm going to flip my key over the other side, and I'm just going to coat the other side in white. Now, keys usually have a lot of crevices and cracks on them, so make sure you're getting all the cracks. Alright. Here's where the waiting comes in a little bit. I'm going to let the key dry, and I'll get back to you guys. Alright, friends, once your stick is colored and dry, and once your key is colored and dry, this is where you're probably going to need your dads to come and help string the keys on. So I'm going to call my mom over just because this isn't her Mother's Day present. I have another thing planned, but I'm going to call her over.
Hi, kindergarten friends. Thanks, Owen. That looks awesome. So what we're going to have dads do first is take their twine, cut a piece of twine with scissors, and we're going to just tie it on one end, make a knot, and I kind of go around a few times, and I chose twine because twine has kind of a cool rustic look to it, almost kind of a Native American look to this wind chime, and I tie one end, and then I'm going to take the other end and tie it to the other side, and I'm going to twirl it around just like I did. And then, because now it's tied and can be hung, it's going to be a lot easier to string your keys and hang on the stick the same length. Otherwise, you know, if your keys are not strung the same length, you won't have the chime effect. All right, so this is what it's going to look like once it's strung, and this is what you're going to hang it from. Then you're going to take, I mean, I was kind of hanging this just kind of on the back of a chair, but then I would take another piece of twine and I would start stringing each key. And now you can pre-cut these so they're the same length.
We're going to string one key for you today, and then we'll show you the final product.
Yeah. So I'm going to tie one end of my key. And of course, the length of your wind chime depends on how long your twine is. So you can decide if you want it really long or you want it shorter. It's up to you. Okay, so now that it's attached, I'm going to space these out. Now remember I'm going to have like 6 to 8 of these, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of go around a couple times because it kind of has that cool look if you kind of twirl it like this.
And it'll help stay on.
It will help stay on because your wind chime obviously has to go where? Outside, or it can be in a window if you get a lot of wind through the window. And let's see. Did I tie that through? Yeah. And then, you know, if you have any excess sticking out like that, and you want to cut it off, that's one. All right. And I kind of push it together. So you're going to have about 8 of these going across. So, Owen.
So earlier today, we created a final product for you guys. And are you ready? 3, 2, 1. And you hear it? Let's be quiet. Now, that's without any wind. So doesn't it look so pretty?
So the same thing, the colored stick. You have 8 keys on here, all different colors, the rainbow stick. And now this is ready to be hung in a tree or somewhere in your yard or garden. And then when the wind blows, it should make this beautiful sound. So I think this is a really cool Mother's Day gift.
I really hope you enjoyed the video. And like my mom said, this is a great Mother's Day gift. I miss you guys so much. And
Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Bye.
We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.